Okay, so I found my glue. I use E6000, and I keep it in a Ziploc bag that hopefully it doesn't harden up on me, because this stuff is some really good glue. Now, let's pull his little legs out. We'll put a little clump of glue on each leg. And then just insert those back into those holes. Okay, and push down firmly and try to get some of that glue right in those holes. I don't know if you can see me. Okay. And then push those little legs back down in. If you can find the holes, which I just lost. Okay, there we go. All right, and then I'm going to take a little toothpick and just smudge that around and make sure that glue is pressed up against his legs really, really well. And then also I'll pull his head back off, and you don't have to use the toothpicks with the little fancy top on it. I did because that's what I have. So I will, you can use any toothpick actually, or you can use wire if you want to. Whatever works best for you. And then we'll put that little head back on. And again, I'm kind of working that glue so it goes in the hole. All right, so that's what he looks like. That's it for that part. I'll get these other 6 or 5 ready to go, and then I'll record for the next step. But there you go. That's the first little block. And he will be a Halloween character. He's so cute already. He doesn't have arms yet. We need arms. So I will not start this over. I'm going to show you guys how to put arms on him. And we will do that by, let's take a little piece of this wire and see how long we want his arms. And then I'll let you know. Probably about like that. And this is going to be 4.5 inches for his arms. And I'll just cut them with these wire cutters. Oops, sorry about that. And to put his arms on, we're just, I'm laying them across the back like this. And then I'll just give them a little fold toward the front. I don't know if I'm going to want them up or down yet, so I'll just put them on, and then we can decide what we want to do with them afterwards. I think they'll go more down. That might be a little bit long for arms. Let's see. Let me think about this for a second. No, actually, that's good. Okay, so I just have them resting on there. I'll take some tape, and again, I'll rip it down the middle. And we'll start on the back to get it taped in. And then we can wrap this right around the wire. And again, making sure it's not loose. We want to make sure that's nice and tight. And then if there's extra, just kind of fold it up the arm. Okay, and we'll do the same thing on this arm. We'll just wrap it around. And we're going to add a lot of little details in the end when we start putting the clay on. But for right now, we're just making a basic shape, a basic figure. Trying to get that to get down around that little hand, his little arm here. And his one arm is a bit longer than the other one. That's okay. When we put the clay on, we can make up for that difference. I'm just going to wrap this around here just to get the end of his hand covered up. And then I'm going to take this piece and go from the front to the back. And that will help sturdy all this together. And again, press down on all the tape. So we'll wrap his head and neck as well. And again, I'm going to tear this piece of tape. So to wrap his neck and head, I'm going to kind of catch a little bit of both with this first piece of tape and wrap it and keep the tape nice and tight. And this first piece I'm going to let it go down his back and around his leg, just so it has more places to catch. We'll take this piece up over his head. And it doesn't matter if his head is a square, because we can make it round with the clay. And it doesn't matter if it's crooked. Sometimes I think these little characters look better when they're not exactly perfect and they're just a little quirky, silly looking. And they form their own character as we go. You'll see that. And I'll pinch this so his neck is not too thick. Okay. Now we're just going to wrap another one. I'm not going to have it quite that long. We'll wrap another one right around here and down the back of his neck. I'm going to squeeze that in to form the shape that I want. Okay, and we'll take this one and I'm going to push in on the square corners of his head just to get that rounded out a little bit as I'm taping. And we'll see how that works. Okay, so I'm just tightening everything up here, making sure it all looks good. I'm going to tighten his neck a little bit. Okay. All right. That's it for the first one. And I said I don't mind if his one arm's a little bit longer than the other, but I kind of do. So let's snip that off. And we'll snip this one off too, because I cut that one a little bit too short. One more snip. I don't want it back quite that far. There we go. that worked out a little bit better. Okay, and this arm's a little bit thicker, so just to kind of keep that a little bit consistent, let's just stick another piece of tape on here for good measure. And tuck that up under. Okay, that looks good. There's our little guy so far. Okay, first one for the body form made, and we'll put little feet on him. We can always bend his arms, you know, as we go. He can even have an arm out and up. It doesn't really matter. At this point, we just have a figure. Okay, so there's that one. I will work on the other 5 and I'll be back. Thanks.